that's how I like mix and clean up my brows. So it looks something like...
Zaina's given me the call. She has found a house. I'm very impatient. So I told Fahad before we left, get me the house now.
Hey guys, it's your girl Linnee and welcome to Inner Beauty Out, and today we are finally doing a makeup tutorial. I feel like it's been a very long time since I've gotten from the camera and kind of like did a walkthrough of like my makeup look that you guys could pretty much follow along. It's pretty simple. As far as like, you know, what I did on my eyes and just like the blending, and I kind of talked through it a little bit in the sense of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So I hope it is helpful to you and that you can kind of recreate it. And if you do recreate it, please definitely tag me in them so that I could be like, girl, yes, you did that. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I am there still. So please follow me on there so you can kind of be up to date when I put a new video out. I do have my like work page, like my client page, so that if you want to see that stuff, that's on there as well. That's under Lugine Artistry. And then on here, if you're here for the first time, welcome. I love to do all things beauty, all things empowering in the sense of like living your life just as it is. Like it doesn't have to be picture perfect, and that someone can find encouragement in something that you've been through. So that's what Inner Beauty Out. It's really letting the inner part of your life, you shine through, and that's what makes you really beautiful. So if you are here for the first time, definitely welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. I know. And so again, today was really just putting a makeup tutorial and playing around with some new products. I played around with the Empowered Huda Beauty palette, and I really enjoyed that. We played around with a couple of different things. I tried a couple of Valentino products. These are more on the luxe side. So I did the twin liner, which I was absolutely like impressed by. Love it. One side is like a liquid liner, the other one is a pencil. Tried the mascara for the first time. Loved that. And I think that was really it for like super new things. I've been using the House Labs foundation and the lip crayon, which you'll see me put on here. I show you different powders that I use to set my face and the strategy behind why I layer them the way that I do, longevity wise, also to prevent creasing, and just like a full like gradient look of color. So that's what I really do it for, and I hope you enjoy this. We're gonna jump right into this. It's been a while since I've actually done a tutorial and really explain, I guess, what it is that I'm doing and using. I'm actually going to spray CAUDALIE on my face and on some cotton round just to like tone me a little bit. It's not a toner, it's more of a like just elixir, like I said. But my skin is fairly clean. Next up, I'm gonna go in with my primer, between two primers. I went with my Milk Hydra Grip. This is the first one. I actually really love this across everyone's skin. Oh, but this one is like a tackiness to it that I love, that helps grip the makeup a little bit. So that's why it's called Hydro Grip. I'm gonna go also in with my other favorite, which is literally down to the brim, but it's like literally down to the brim. And it is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin in Universal. This is what it looks like as far as the packaging, but I get a little bit on my skin, on my hand, and just kind of like rub it in the areas I want to be like smooth when I go in. So it disappears literally into your hands. Next, going into contour. I've been loving to contour my face before I actually go in with like foundation and stuff, it kind of like helps me not overload the skin with product. So I just do that. And so the one I'm going in is called Laguna 04. It's a bronzing cream by NARS. And I'm gonna actually just use like one of those like foundation or even concealer brushes by Morphe. This is the M707 flat brush. Kind of go along the perimeter of my face, if you will. And this almost gives me that like sun-kissed, like almost ombre, like we're bringing the light, we're keeping the outer part of the face dark, and we're bringing lightness. Ooh, I feel like, I don't know what happened here with like how light that got, but anyway. And I actually take this from the start of like my brow bone, if you will, and drag that down. And the reason I like that, I just feel like it brings a cohesiveness to the contour of your nose. It almost like elongates the shape into the eyes. Like it just brings it all together to me. I contour the bottom parts of my chin. And what contouring really does, for people who may not know, is that it recedes in the areas that are dark and it brings out in the areas that are light, if you get what I mean. So essentially I am slimming down in the areas that are dark, and make sure you kind of get it all the way into like that hairline, if you will, so you don't have like a mask, and just kind of like diffuse it while you have the brush in your hand. I find that that just creates less work, or you know, having to blend after. Usually what I'll do is take a blending brush and like diffuse it a little bit, so it's not really harsh. Foundation today, we are going to be playing around with a couple different foundations. I tend to like to mix foundations, and sometimes it's for the color, sometimes it's for the finish, but I tend to really enjoy doing that. So I'm actually going to mix in Valentino's V Lighter in the shade Amber. I'm going to mix this in with my foundation. It has like this very like coppery gold finish to it. And then I'm also going to be mixing, like I said, the Host Labs, oh, I don't know if I can say this, but like this Host Labs foundation. This is in the shade 440 Medium Deep Cool. I love the packaging on this. And then I'm actually also going to be adding the Luminous Silk Perfect Little Flawless Foundation. Don't judge me, I just want all three of these. To me, this kind of brings me a little bit of that cool yellowness to my skin. This kind of dials it down so it actually is my skin. And of course the luminosity that adds with these foundations. So here's where we're gonna do like maybe like 2 pumps of the Host Labs. And then, oh, my Giorgio Armani, I'm in the shade 875. I actually ended up getting the wrong shade, so that's why it's so light in comparison, but it's okay. And then I'm adding my V Lighter. If you can see that, it's very like, it's beautiful. It's like this really golden shimmer like that is added. And then when I blend it out, this is the concoction that I get. And so I just warm it up on the back of my hand, and then I take my sponge, and I really always start down at the bottom. I don't know why at the jawline. I don't start in the center of the face. Cause you know what, the thing is, I do know why I start at the bottom. I start at the bottom because I find that if I need coverage, that's where it would be, right? And then like I'm already gonna go with concealer in the center of my face anyway. So if I run out of product off of my hand, I'm okay with that, because I'm already gonna add concealer, so I'll have the coverage that I need. So I literally just bring in the foundation, as you can see, just like so, blending, blending, blending. And when you are patting foundation, what is important is not to go from like here to here and then here, you know. Take your time and like make sure the foundation spreads and is diffused in each of the areas that you are working in, so that there is no like missing spot, if you will, as you work. So I feel like one of the things with people who either don't want to wear a lot of foundation, that's okay. You don't have to like wear a lot. Take your time to diffuse the foundation so that you get the coverage. And then what I'll do is I'll go back with the brush that I had the contour shade in, and I'll just like literally blend in the areas of like the foundation and where the contour meets, just like so. Just so it doesn't feel like harsh. And this you can like, again, just take your time in the sections. Because if you're just running from section to section, you're not really doing anything. You're not getting the coverage you need. That's it. For concealer, I'm going in with Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting. And this is in the shade Warm Beige. It is light, but I like her because I love a bright under eye. And I just literally do this much. And honestly, the rest is like placement is with the sponge. So for me, it's like the inner corner. I want to make sure that is concentrated, and I want to make sure I get very close to where my eye crease is. But that's also where I want the brightness to like really happen and be diffused as it goes down. Same thing on the other side. Get really close to the corner, then take it and like diffuse it out, if you will. But not too far out, just enough where it looks like that. Pouncing, pouncing. And then I'm very particular about concentrating the color and distribution in the areas I placed it. So what this does, highlighting, brings forth the light in the areas that I want to bring out, if you will. And what that looks like is that. Again, you guessed it, I'm gonna go back in with that handy dandy contour brush that has the same residue from like when we did our contour, and I'm just diffusing it so it's not harsh. That's it. Going back in with that, the one I did the contour, and emphasizing where that contour should be. You should have a canvas that looks pretty much like this, where the perimeter is pretty much dark, highlight is on, and all that stuff. Don't worry about setting right now. I'm actually gonna go right into blush. You're like, girl, you didn't even set your under eye. I know, I'm gonna get there, and that's okay. I just want to have all the wet product laid down. So I'm using Rare Beauty's liquid blush in the shade Faith and Grateful. And you're like, what? That's purple and red. Yes, it is. So the further back, as far as like my contoured area, what I'm doing is literally taking a couple dots and putting it right there at the like high peak of my like cheekbone, if you will, like the back part of it. And then I'm taking the, what is this, Grateful? Yes, red liquid blush, and I'm gonna put just a dot. Like, this is so pigmented, y'all, you guys don't need a lot. And then you guessed it, I'm going back in with the brush that I had the contour residue in, and I'm just diffusing right into my contour, but like also in between my highlight. So it should look something like this. Boom. So my cheeks look like this, and I'm gonna take my same concealer sponge that I was using earlier, and I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit, clear out any creases, clean out the contour jawed area, and that. Next, I'm actually going to take pressed powder, 48 Golden Almond by Sephora. It looks like this shade, and I'm gonna take a small Real Techniques brush, under eye brush, and I'm going to stretch my eyes and literally like pat the powder underneath my eye before I have any creases. In the name of Jesus. Do y'all remember that line? No creases in the name of Jesus. Yeah. And I do that for the center part of my face. And then around my nose. Make sure that there's nothing there. And then my chin. So like literally the center of the face is somewhat set. This is the cool part. So I'll take a puff. Usually I've been using my House Labs powder, but for some reason it's misplaced. I need to find it. So I have a velvet like sponge, and what I'll do is I will tap the sponge in my hand and to remove excess, and then I go under my eye, as you can see, and bake. Same under the eye and bake. Under the chin. I will go down the bridge of my nose. I will get the forehead. And then I will also do the infamous cheek. Oh, looks like there wasn't really much on that one. So that's that. I'm actually gonna go in with my Mocha MAMI by Fenty Beauty. I'm gonna go in with my contour brush and kind of like softly blend the bottom part of my contour with what will probably be my like remaining part of my foundation. I touch up on the perimeter of my face, and it will seem darker than the rest of your face because you haven't added your powder. Sometimes I pinch the residue from that and then go down my nose, but I'll fix that later. And that's really kind of like setting your contour like part of your face. Next I'm gonna go in with brows. So for brows I am using, first I'm gonna like brush it out, but I'm going to use MAC's Dip Down for my brows and not a pencil because I like the intensity of it, if you will. And go ahead, it's easier to like shape my brow with the gel, where the pencil sometimes can be so light to the point that it may disappear. Oop, I might have been too much, but it's okay. I can clean it up. I'm actually really liking my brows. I got them done this morning. And so for the front of the brows, sometimes I'll do something like a couple little like hair strokes. Because I tell you, I feel like brows and lashes were like the hardest thing. Like anybody could throw some color on some lids to me. This is where you kind of like see the magic, is when you take your concealer and clean your brows. I'm sorry, NC45 and NC50 together.
Such a fuzzy feeling. I don't want to get too attached, but I feel like I already am.
For all your parties and events. So, if I'm honest, the house is not everything that I want.
So after I've carved out or cleaned out underneath my brows, I go in and like diffuse the concealer. I'm gonna actually go in with a lid base. This is Contemplative State, but it's a prolonged wear paint pot, and it looks like this. It's like a very nudie like base. I don't know if you guys know a girl named by Savannah Sylvester. I don't even think her name is that anymore on YouTube. She's also on Instagram, but she's like really good when it comes to like creating eye makeup looks or just transformational like beautiful makeup looks. Reason for bringing her up is like she used to use this like black opal concealer like lipstick looking stick, and it was so hard to find. And by the way, she doesn't live in the States, she lives like in like China or something. And so this was my alternative to getting this stick, where I could have like a creamy base that like cancels out my eye shade, my lid shade so to speak, and then I could like go in. All right, today we're gonna have fun because we are going to actually play with a new palette, and it is the Empowered palette by Huda Beauty. Super excited to play with this one. This is what it looks like, y'all. Like, get into it. So pretty, so freaking pretty. So we're gonna create a look with this, and I'm excited to like dive right into it. So I think for the first shade, I've never used this before. I haven't even swatched any of this, so this is us doing it for the first time. So it looks like a lot of these shades have like glitter toppers. There's some satin, there's chunky glitter in there. Ooh, there's chunky glitter in there. There's some toppers. There's some like dark bases. So if you wanted to do like a burgundy like smoky look or black smoky look, then you can do that with those bases. Then I'm not sure what's in between this, but there's like this clear thing. I don't know what that is, but I'm excited to try this out. Let me see what's on the back. I love that. Oh, no way. So apparently this is like a whole QR code. If you take your camera, hold on a minute, shut up. It totally has a QR code, y'all. Winter mentorship session with Huda to empower your dreams. Oh, this is fire. Oh my god, this is so fire. Okay. First of all, I didn't know that she had that going on. Second, I'm definitely doing it. And we're gonna see where we go from here. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the shade Keep Going, which is this top corner right here. And let's see how that looks on the lid. It's gonna be like, oh, I already see it. Yeah. She's pretty. Oh, that's so dope though. I'm still like, wow, off of the QR code. I had no idea. And I haven't seen any marketing around it. So that was like really cool. Sometimes you just gotta look at the back, right? All right, so there's Kickback, but I'm totally fine with that. Next, I think I wanna go in with the Legacy shade, which is like down here. Using the same brush. Just gonna like, oh, Okay, put it on the outer corners of my eye. But bring it in just slightly. She knows how to do palettes, I'll tell you that. Not even just palettes, like the girl is gifted with this line of like products still standing, still doing its thing, still thriving. I remember when I used to like get the, not the quads, what were they, the smaller palettes, and they were like really pretty. So this is what we're looking like right now. And I do plan on intensifying this outer shade a little bit. I am going to take a smaller brush and I am going to go in with Confident, which is that like this shade right here. And I'm just going to like add it like just at this like corner, because I don't want to like, I just want to darken it, deepen it, if you will. Oh, and this is a Morphe M506 brush, just in the outer corner. What I will do is go back to Legacy, and I'm using a M514 brush on that, and I just want to diffuse where the dark shade is, like blend it out. All right, next for the lid, let's go with Best Self. She's a little peachy though. Let's see. And what I'm doing is taking like a flat shader brush. This is an old 239 brush. I think that might have been like maybe MAC or Coastal Scents, I don't remember. And so I'm just gonna apply this like literally in the inner part, and like over the lid, and that's it. And honestly, I feel like it might have been easier if I laid a base down, but I'm okay not doing it. I was a little lazy. All right, so now that looks like this, I'm gonna go back in to Legacy again and like just blend it out just a little bit more. Next, I'm going to go in with my mascara, and today I think I'm going to use a new Valentino mascara. Ooh, yes, to the bristles. It looks so pretty. So I'm going to just comb. I am not mad at that. Okay, I like this mascara. It's very nice. I'll get the bottom too. She coats very, very well. I really like that. I really like that for me. So that's what that looks like, and I am going to add like a liquid liner using the NYX. Ooh, wait, I think I have a liquid liner by Valentino. Yeah, I do. She can kind of work here. Let's see. I haven't used a pen in so long. Ooh. Okay. This is called the Twin Liner in Black and Nero. It's a double-ended liquid liner and color pencil by Valentino. And she's giving yes to the wing. Oh, actually, it's kind of cool. Do you see how I just made that double wing? That was kind of cool, but I'm just gonna... Yo, this thing is pigmented. Yes. I'm like shocked a little bit by this little liner. This is sexy. How freaking dope is this? I was trying to create like an extended like, you know what I mean, tier thing. All right, so I'm gonna try the black pencil, and okay, so she black. She black. I'm like shocked right now and impressed, honestly. Okay, so now I'm gonna head in with my powders. I'm actually brush off a lot of this excess like setting powder. So I'm using the Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation in the shade NW44. And I'm just literally gonna pat that into my face. And I don't know what it is about starting at the cheekbone, if you will, and like this, like the perimeter, like mirroring the contour with my highlight, so it's not like a harsh line. I tend to use a lot of different powders, FYI. You do not have to follow me. So I use Sephora's Warm Toffee in the shade 60, and I am going to kind of like diffuse the cheekbone area, not completely near my eye, but just like literally the cheekbone area with that shade, and the actual center of my face, right? Then I'm gonna go back in with my smaller Real Techniques brush and use the 48 Golden underneath my eye. Remember, we used that before to set underneath our eye. Just doing that again. All right, so we're looking like very powdery. I'm gonna go in with Juvia's Place, and I'm thinking of using a mixture of the Volume 1, and it looks like this, which I feel like would work really nicely with my blush. So I'm gonna go in with the same powder brush that I use to contour and add blush to my skin. I'm using heavier orange on the, because I don't wanna, like, I'm mixing them both, but I'm using more orange on the cheek. I might be looking like I'm going heavy-handed, but I promise it'll come together. I'm gonna take my powder brush, blend all this out. There was no extra thing that I went in with. I just used the residue. Then I'm gonna go in with this Milk Hydro Grip Set Spray and submerge my face. I'm gonna go in with the DIOR Backstage Glow Palette in Universal, and I'm gonna use the 2 Blush Bronze and Strobe Gold. I think that's right, yeah. And just highlight, I forgot there's no mirror on that one. Highlight my skin. Brow, the nose, the forehead, and then sometimes I'll just add a little bit in the inner corner. So I go in with the actual strobe white and strobe gold sometimes together, and then like kind of like diffuse that together, if you will. I'm gonna use these Kiss Ruffle lashes. The Kiss Ruffle lash, and this is what it looks like. It's giving a little wispy. It's not like wispy, like the wispy lash. It just seems like a doubled lash. They're a little bit shinier than I would care for them to be. But I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them. Are y'all mad at them? Because I'm not mad at them. They're a little shiny though. I'm not gonna front. But they're pretty. They're really pretty. I'm not gonna lie. I like how it looks. It's super, like, it's natural, but it's there. And I'm gonna go in with the shade Chestnut lip liner. I overline just a little bit. It just looks better. And then I'm gonna use, I've been using a lot of Host Labs. This is in the shade, this is Peach Matte, and it's the Le Monster Lip Crayon 2. I actually really like it. I didn't think I would, but I do. And think she works perfect with my eye tray. It's like a your look but better. I go back and re-emphasize the liner. And that's the look for today, guys. I can't believe we did it. Like, it's been so long since I've actually done it, and we're giving a vibe right now. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay. Again, subscribe if you haven't, so that you are in the know. Give me a thumbs up. That helps my content in my channel to keep producing, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. So until then, bye.